Welcome, here I've got Motorola Moto G30 and I'm gonna show you the top tricks of its camera. So at first we have to tap on the camera button to open it, and for now we are in the standard photo mode. Let's see what we've got here. Let me start by tapping anywhere at the screen like that. And as you can see here we get access to this ring and this slider from the right. And the ring is the focusing, so we can pick the focusing area anywhere at our picture we need. And when we use the slider we can manage the exposure compensation, so the light of our photo. By going up we can make it more bright, by going down we can make it more dark, and when we tap twice again we go back to the auto settings with that. When we use this and stay on this one, when we tap again anywhere to focus, the exposure compensation stays on our settings. So if you want to use this from the beginning, you have to just tap twice. Now let's have a look at these three buttons here, or maybe this is one button with three options. We are in one, so here we can manage the lenses of this camera. At the center we have the ultra wide lens, and from the left here we have the macro lens. So this one is the standard wide. This is, as you can see, connected with zoom, so let me show you now how to use zoom. By using two fingers we can get closer to the subject and also go back. And we have here also the second way to use zoom. Let's just tap on these buttons a little bit longer, and as you can see here we get access to this zoom slider, so I think this way is more precisely. Now let's stay on the standard wide lens, and let's just tap on this button here above the shutter, and here we get access to more options about the camera we can manage. At the first place we have the flash, so now it's turned off. At the center here of this button we can turn it on every time we take a picture, and here from the left we can turn it on the auto, so now the camera should recognize when it's needed, when it's too dark. Now let's turn this off and move to the second option here, so the camera timer. Here we can turn on the delay of taking picture. We can pick from 3 or 10 seconds of delay, as you can see on this button. So let me stay on 3 seconds to show you how it works. And now when I take a picture we get the countdown, and the photo was taken with 3 seconds of delay. Also we have extra thing here. Let's have a look here from the right. Here we get quick access to the flash, so by just tapping on it we can manage it, and the camera timer. So now when I tap here twice I can turn it off, and it also is turned off here. So here we get quick access to these two options here. And now let's move to the next one, active photos. This is one of my favorite options because it allows us to take a picture and get two in one, the photo and the short clip. Now they are turned off. At the center here we can turn them on every time we take a picture, and from the left we can turn them on the auto, so now the camera should recognize when are the best possible settings and scene to take this correctly. But now let me stay on turn it on every time we take a picture, because I want to show you how it works. So let me take a photo. This is my object. And to see the picture, let's move to the right now to this button. Here we get quick access to the gallery. And this is the active photo. When we want to play the short clip, we have to tap on this button, the third from the right. And now we can see how it looks like. And of course when we tap here once again we can stop this and see the picture once again. So for now let's go back to the camera, let's tap again here and turn off the active photos. And the last one option here we can manage is the aspect ratio of the camera. So we are in 3:4 aspect ratio, let's pick 9:16 here, and as you can see the background has changed to the longer one. Another tap here and we can pick here in aspect ratio also the full one, so now we can see the full camera frame. And of course when we pick this once again we can easily go back to 3:4, the original one. So this is how to manage this. And now let's have a look here at these buttons at the bottom of the camera app. Here we can change the modes of this camera. We can pick the video mode, photo mode, and when we tap to the right, we get access to the other modes. So we have the photo, the portrait, cutout, spot color, night vision, cinematograph, panoramic, group selfie, ultra resolution, the best possible quality of this camera, 64 megapixels, live filter, and the pro. And in the video we have the slow motion, time lapse, and the spot color also. So this is a lot. I don't have much time to speak about all of these modes now. I suggest you to making experiments with that and just have a good fun. You can also tap to the left corner to this button to read some short information about all of these modes. So I think this is useful. We can see the examples of the pictures here also, and you can learn from this. Now let me show you one of my favorite modes here, the spot color. So by just one tap we get access to it, and here we can pick the color we want to stay on our picture. The rest of the photo should be on the black and white. So let me show you once again by using my object. Maybe let me pick this blue color. As you can see, we have, maybe let me give some space to my camera to show you it better. We have this kind of ring, and here we can pick the color we like. So let's stay on this blue. And now we have the blue color. The rest of the picture goes to black and white. We have also this intensity slider. So here we can intense the colors or just go to more black and white. And now we have only this blue. So we can take a photo and see it also in the gallery, and this is how it looks like. As you can see, it's not perfect, but I think this is really cool thing. And here we are in the spot color. Now let's move back to the standard photo. So we have some short information about the straighter shots. I'm going to show you it later. And now let's move to the right corner to this button. When we pick it, we can open the advanced camera settings. Here we have also many of them, so let me show you a few. Let's start with the rear camera. At the first place here we have the photo size option. So when we pick it, we can also manage the aspect ratio, like in this quick access here. But here in these settings we can also pick the resolution, so we can manage the ratio and the quality. And to 3 and 4 we have the quality in 16 megapixels, the recommended one, also available with 64 or 11 megapixels. And when we change the aspect ratio from 3 and 4 to 9 and 16, we can pick the resolution 11 and 9, the recommended, or 8 and 3. And the full one gives us access to 9 and 6 megapixels, the recommended, or 6 and 6 megapixels. Also here we have short preview how these ratios looks like, but as I said, we get short access to it in the camera preview. So let's go back now to the settings. In the selfie camera we have also the photo size, so we can also manage the ratio connected with the resolution, but the resolution here is different, as you can see. Now let's go back here, and here we have also in the rear camera and in the selfie the HDR options. So here we can pick to turn it on every time we take a picture or turn it on the auto, also in the selfie the same. And I suggest you to keep this on the auto because the HDR helps to improve the details in the brightest and darkest areas of our photos, and it really helps to making them just more beautiful and lightful. And now let's slide a little bit down to the capture settings category. Here we have tap anywhere to capture option. By using this button from the right we can turn it on and off as we need. Now let me keep this turned on. This is one extra way to take a photo at this camera. When we go back to the camera preview now, anywhere we tap at the picture we can take a picture. And now let's move back to the settings. Let's slide down and pick the shooter sound option. So for now we can hear the sound of taking the photo, And here in this settings, we can turn it off if we don't need it. So for now, when we take another picture, we can't hear anything. And also here we can again turn this on, so let's stay on this now. And now let's pick the assistive grid, the next one option I want to show you. Here we can turn on and off the camera grid lines. And when we have this, we can see these lines. This is useful when we want to use the rule of third in photography or making experiments with composition. Also remember that these lines are not visible at the real picture. So let me take another one and go again to the gallery. And we can't see the grid lines here, so they are only to help us taking better photos. And of course, when we don't need that, we can tap to the right corner once again, slide to the capture settings and use this button to turn them off. So now the grid lines have gone here. Let's stay on this one. And here we have also one useful thing, the straight and the leveler. So as I said, I want to show you it. Here of course we can turn it on and off. And when we have this, we can see this line, and this should help us to keep our device steady when we want to take a picture. And this is how it works. And when we hold the camera steady, it is on the orange color. And of course, when we go back to the right corner, we can slide to the capture settings and turn off our leveler. And now let's move to the watermark. When we tap here, we can add to our picture the timestamp, device watermark and the signature watermarks. So by using these buttons, we can turn them on. As you can see, we have short preview. We can add just one of this or both at the same time. I say both because with the device watermark is connected this signature, but we can't add it without the device. So remember about that. But when we have this turned on, we can pick here this option and write here our own custom watermark, for example HardReset. And now here it appears also in the preview. As you can see, we get the second view, so the closer look at the Motorola and the signature watermarks. And this is how they look like. I'm going to back to the camera to take another picture to show you these watermarks at the real one. So once again, let's go to the gallery. And now we have the photo with the watermarks at the bottom. When we get closer, we can see the same signs here. So shot on Moto G30, the device watermark with hard reset, the signature from the left, and from the right we have the timestamp. So this is how to use this. Of course, when we tap to the right corner once again and to the capture settings, the watermark, we can turn them off when we don't need the watermark at the next one picture. And now let's slide down to the auto intelligence settings. Here we have useful things like auto smile capture. We can turn it on and off by using this button. We have short information that this automatically capture when everyone in the frame is smiling. So here we can take better portraits when the camera sees the people that are happy and that are smiling. Also here useful thing is gesture selfie. So we can turn it on and off here, and when we have this, we can show our palm to take a selfie. So we have to change back camera to the front one, and when we show the palm, we can easily take a picture automatically also. And now let's slide to the safe settings also. At the last one position here we have the safe location. So by using this button, of course, we can turn it off and on, and this option allows us to save the information about the place where we take a picture in the details about it. Here the important information is that to make it work correctly, we have to be connected with the internet, for example the Wi-Fi or the mobile data, and we have to turn on the location of this device. So remember about the internet and the location, these two parameters to make it work. Now let me keep turned on all of these settings. Let's go back to the camera and take another picture. And again, let's move to the right to the gallery. To check the location of our photo, we have to just simply slide down. And here we have access to more details. with the map and the full address. So greetings from Kraków, Poland. Thanks for watching, subscribe our channel and leave the thumbs up.